Well, hey there, viewers. This is Joe from S3 Archery, and I just wanted to show you here what we're going to be dealing with today. It is 9 degrees right now. I don't know if that's focusing, but it is 9 degrees out there. We're going to go shoot a video. It's been way too long since I've posted something, so thanks for being patient, and we'll have a fun time today. It might be a shorter video because it's so cold, but got to put one out there for you guys, so let's get going. Hey everyone, Joe from S3 Archery. Thanks for joining us on this crisp Minnesota day. It is 9 degrees out here, and it's just been so long since we posted a video. I wanted to make sure to get out here and post something for you to keep you guys coming back, and we'll usually post new content every single week. It's just been a pretty busy last 3 or 4 weeks, so we will do better though going forward. So we can see our breath, which is kind of cool. Not sure if you can see that on camera, but it is definitely getting cold, and it's not a horrible time to get out there and actually put on your hunting gear and actually practice in that, just because this is what you'll look like when you're actually out hunting, so you might as well practice that way as well. So it is November. It's November 23rd today, so we've got our Mustache Movember special going on today. So not sure if you are familiar with that, but this is where men from around the country grow mustaches to raise awareness and raise funds for testicular cancer and men's health. So if you're not a part of that, check out Movember and the website, and next year when it comes back around, do it yourself. It's a good cause and really a lot of fun. So today I'm just going to talk about I was going to do a big shooting video, but it's so cold my hands are already freezing. I might put them in my pockets here, but I wanted to talk about canting the bow. So this is something that every new archer doesn't quite understand and seems like a big important deal. So I wanted to talk about my philosophy. It's not the one and only philosophy. There's a lot of different schools of thought out there, but this is the way I shoot and the way I approach it, with more of a target focus. And hopefully, if anything else, if nothing else, it gives you one more philosophy in your arsenal that you can try it. If you don't like it, then throw it away. If you do like it, hopefully it helps you in your archery. So stick around. We're going to have a lot of fun today and learn a thing or two about canting the bow. Alright, so what is canting a bow? So canting a bow is nothing more than what's the angle that you have the bow at when you're shooting it relative to the ground, I guess. This would be a zero cant. It's just straight up and down, and as you go more and more and more, you're having a greater degree of cant. So you'll see a lot of target archers have very little cant, so they don't induce any lefts or rights into their shot. And then you'll see more traditional instinctive shooters have a bit more cant to their bows, so they can look over the shelf, and so also when they get more on the ground, the bow isn't in the way. If you have like a long bow, you can actually get the limbs out of the way relative to the ground, so you can get lower to the ground and shoot. So that's what canting the bow is. And today, my hands are freezing. I'm going to put this in my pockets actually. Today what I'm going to talk about is my philosophy on it. I'll take a few shots. Like I said, it's pretty cold, so I don't know what the results will look like, but at least I can show you the concept. But my philosophy basically being that the cant of the bow should match your spine angle. So Gray Archer 1, he talks about having a pretty good sizable cant to their shots, whether it be 20 to 45 degrees. And if you actually look at him shooting, and I respect him a ton and think he's an amazing shooter, but if you look at him, when he cants his bow, his cant of the bow maybe looks like this, but his spine angle is only like this. Like, it's not straight up and down. It will have a slight bend to it, but then the cant of the bow is more. And what that'll end up doing is the string's angle is different than your back angle, and that means that your hand has to be the same angle as the string, and it's harder to replicate when your spine and your head and your string aren't all in one line. So while it's useful to be able to see over the shelf of the bow, over the riser of the bow, so you can see where you're shooting, it's not going to be conducive to repeatable shooting, which is what archery is all about, is doing the exact same thing over and over again, replication. So my philosophy is if you're a new shooter or even if you're an experienced shooter and you're just trying to find a better way to get a repeatable cant, is go ahead and get your spine angle straight up and down. If you were just standing straight up, put your bow straight up like this, and then go ahead and just start bending your spine. And as your spine bends, the bow will just go equal with you. But the bow itself, you're not actually canting the bow like this. Your hand naturally just wants to point straight ahead. So you've got the bow in your hand, and then as you bend your spine, nothing's changing, it's just going with you. So that's my way really of making sure that you have the exact same cant every time, is basically don't cant it, but cant it through your spine. Don't cant it through your wrist. So that'll bring a lot more consistency in your shooting. So let's turn off the camera. I'll put it on the target and have it be in the frame, and you can actually see what that looks like. Alright, so like I was saying, we're going to actually match our cant to the spine angle, not actually canting it with your wrist. So, like I said, some archers will end up looking more like this when they shoot, where their spine angle, you can see it relatively straight up and down, and then the bow is canted, and like I said, your wrist will want to be straight, but you'll have to cant it. Your wrist actually, in order to make it happen, it's not going to be on your face the same way. So what you'll end up looking like is you'll look something like this. And you can see that my spine angle's up here, the bow is going to be canted, and then my hand has to cant. And my wrist doesn't really want to be twisting that way, so it can actually induce torque on your string and make you very inconsistent. Now my philosophy, what I'm going to do is, like I said, if you want to just try this for the first time, get perpendicular to the target, and then just straight up and down and have zero cant. So you'll look just like this, and if you shoot, you'll actually see that you're relatively accurate. It's pretty much going to go right where you're aiming. But we don't want to do that. I mean, if you're in a hunting scenario, or just for having the arrow falling off the shelf, it's not great to have your feet with a zero cant. So what you can end up doing is get that zero cant, but then start bending your back angle to where you're comfortable. For me, I do a lot of golf, so I kind of get into a golf stance, and that's my comfortable angle, and then you'll see the cant of the bow at that angle. So here we go, straight up and down, and now let's get my golf, and now you can see the bow cant about 10 degrees, and boom, shot goes off. So let's look at that one more time. Get the bow straight up and down, and then just go ahead and get into a position that's comfortable to you, and it should just naturally cant because your arm is actually moving with your body. So straight up and down. Now get into a nice spine position, shoot. And that's it. That's how you find the cant that's comfortable for your body. Give it a shot. I think it's going to really help your shooting and really simplify the topic of canting a bow. Thanks.